you? I've got some stuff to show you. See all that? But first I'll show you what I'm wearing. This is an oldie but a goodie. It is Vogue 8055. Just some little pop-on dresses. And they've got a tiny bit of a balloon shape maybe, or what do you call it? I guess a sack, for lack of a better descriptive word. Anyway, I love these little dresses. I'm not sure I can get completely in the shot, but they just pop on over your head. This one I sewed a pocket, patch pocket on the front to make it a little more practical. Well, let's get to what I'm going to show you. Hang on just a sec. It's Viv Mom. Welcome. I wanted to talk with you a little bit about knit fabric, and specifically finding some knit fabric that is good for garments, that isn't super thin. That's what I kept running into when I was buying knit before I got a little bit of knowledge under my belt. And I thought that I would just share some of what I've learned with you. Now, you know, there are tons of different knits. There's cotton knits and polyester knits. There's rayon knits. There's nylon knits. There's Ponte knit. There's French terry. I mean, it's a big list. So I can't really give a huge treatise on knits. I'm just going to show you some pretty prints that I found, and I'm going to tell you what they weigh so that when you're shopping for knits, you might be able to look for a weight. It's really nice when a retailer gives the weight of the fabric. They're not required to, but it's, you know, it's really courteous, because then you know exactly what you're getting rather than relying on words like lightweight or translucent. You know, these words are kind of open for interpretation, and they're not always going to, well, at least in my case, they didn't match my expectation. So here is what I have learned. Now, in the world of fabric, GSM is a unit of weight. It means grams per square meter. And so that's all it is. It's just how much the fabric weighs. So I got this fabric a long time ago, and the retailer did provide the weight, but I didn't know anything about it. It was 130 GSM. And I want to tell you, it is so incredibly thin. I would call this disappointingly thin. I can see right through it. I can see you. Can you see me? And I don't really want to sew with knits that are this thin. Sure, you can make stuff out of them. But another thing to consider is that the weightier the fabric, the higher the GSM, it's going to correlate to higher quality. You know, it's going to be longer lasting if it weighs more. So I will say I bought this from Stylish Fabric. I got in touch with them. It also unfortunately had a hole cut in it, so they did the right thing. They issued me a refund. And I have it, but I don't necessarily want to use it because it is just so thin, and it's got a hole in it. But that's 130 GSM. This rayon spandex that I've already sewn into a garment is 180 GSM. So it is a lot more opaque. I would not call it thick, but it has some bounce, it has some body, and you can wear it without it being super see-through. If you were going to make a dress, could you see through it when it's held up to the light? just barely. I think that 180 GSM is a really nice weight. And I got these two beautiful prints, and these are rayon spandex knits, and they are 180 GSM, just like this top I just showed you. So while that doesn't mean that they're super duper heavy, they are going to cover you, and they are going to have a nice hang. And you know, this is just, to me, this 130 is pretty lifeless. So just a little bump in that GSM number is going to give you better fabric. And I thought this was so pretty. These fabrics came from Stylish Fabric. They have their own website, and I found them on Etsy. I like Stylish Fabric because, well, they have pretty fabrics, but they give the weights. I was also able to find the weight given for this pretty knit from an outfit called Koshtex, K-O-S-H-T-E-X, and I found that on Etsy, and they give weights. So I will put those Stylish Fabrics and Koshtex in the description box. And if you find something that's 180, 190 GSM, it's a pretty fair bet. If you find something that's higher than that, like 200 GSM, you know you're going to be getting some pretty thick, solid knit. I am not sure what Ponte would be classified as. Ponte, we know, is super opaque and heavy, but you lose a lot of that elasticity with Ponte knit. So that's kind of a different animal, if you will. I also want to show you, speaking of fabric, I ordered from Mayfield Fabric and Supply. I got this beautiful tencel chambray in a color called denim, and it is just so luxurious. It is beautiful. It does not stretch, but it is just very lush, very lovely. So I wanted to give Mayfield Fabric and Supply a shout out and say they sell beautiful stuff based on this. Another little tip I'm going to give you, you might already know this, but Vogue Fabrics, a really good source for serger thread. And I like lots of color in my serger thread, so I buy very colorful stuff. And they've got these beautiful colorful cones here. I bought a whole bunch. But look at this. I got a white one. It is 8,000 yards of thread, and they sell it for $3.49. So, you know, that's a good price. You do have to pay shipping because it's online. They also sell fold-over elastic, 1 yard for 79 cents, and they have a lot of colors. So that is Vogue Fabrics. That's a lot of serger thread for $3.50. Well, we're gonna wrap this up with, oh yeah, more patterns. I can't stop because Joanne had a little bit of an overlap. They had Butterick and Vogue on sale yesterday. Well, that required a trip. I had to go see about that. Now, my Joanne, I have complained about them in some of my comments to other people. I'm sorry. I have a really bad one. They do not restock. So you go in to get patterns and there's just loads of empty slots. And they also don't have the new releases. So they didn't have any of the new Vogue that we have seen, the very newest. But I did get some Buttericks and I did get 2 Vogue. So let's have a look at them. This is Butterick 6481. A lovely dress. It's got that higher waisted seam that I favor. I absolutely love this longer one in a floral. I don't know if I would color block it, but you can. If you see those panels there, you can put contrasting fabric in. Darling! Butterick 6481. Butterick Lifestyle. Now that duster is rather dramatic. I don't think I could pull that off. I think you'd need someplace quite erudite, dashing, elegant to go. And I'm going to the post office and the grocery, so yeah, I don't think I'd do that. But look at that cute little short jacket and those pegged pants. There's also a column dress in here. You get a whole bunch of stuff. I'm really loving the pants and the short jacket. Look at this. You also get a mid-length jacket. So cute. Butterick 6220. I'm not a jumpsuit person, but I am a cute dress person, and I thought that one was great. It's got cut-on sleeves, and in the back, you tie it. See that? How cute is that? That's a V-neck in the back, a V-neck in the front, and you put elastic around the waist. Butterick 6220. Then we have two very easy Vogues. These are old. One I think is from 2009 and one is from 2012. And my Joanne never has new stuff, so it's good to go in and get old. Vogue 8970. I love the pleats, and they released pleats. I like them. I love those 3/4 sleeves. You get pockets in this dress, and I just think it is darling. Darts in the back. I mean, well, are those darts? I don't know, darts, pleats. You get them back and front. And finally, Vogue 8574. High waist seam there. This is really a summery dress, so I probably won't make this until next summer. You've got a zipper in the back, and it's good for exposing those shoulders if you like. And you know what? This dress looks really cute on real people. If you want to Google it, you can see what I mean. Now, did I show you everything? Yes, I did. GSM, grams per square meter, the metric measurement of a fabric. So a heavy knit is going to be in the 200 GSM range. A nice all-purpose stretchy rayon spandex is going to be in the 180 GSM range. And if you're looking for something super light and see-through, you can go down to 100 up to 130 GSM, and that's what this was. So yeah, one last thing. These fabrics, these gorgeous prints, were $6 and $7.50 a yard, $6.50, $7.50, and the damask was $6.50 a yard from Koshtex. These were both from Stylish. So I hope I haven't confused you. But that's my little video on knits and my pattern haul and the serger thread tip and my beautiful Tencel chambray from Mayfield Fabrics. I hope you're sewing. I am sewing. I want to come back soon and do a 60s fashion show because I love to sew 60s, 1960s dresses. That's my favorite decade, and I've sewn quite a few, and I thought, well, why not just put them all together and try them on for you? So hopefully that sounds interesting, and I think that's going to be my next video. So come back, and thank you for being here. It is a pleasure, and I'll see you next time. Bye.